I wish I should have actually made, going back now, if I knew that, I didn't know this going into CES, but if I had known that now, I would have done a, here are all the AMD products I found at CES. No, I saw Bitwit and Paul for a second, and they just looked exhausted, dude. I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, let's do an interview. No, man. No, it was on the fucking the last day that I saw them, and they just looked burnt the fuck out. I was like, okay, like I'm not gonna be, no. Then I'm doing the same thing that I don't want people to do to me, right? Hey, Jufus, can I get an interview? I only have 100 subs. Like, I'm busy, man. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't waste my time, right? That kind of shit. Although I'd probably do it if I did have time, but CES is not the place to be doing that, right? Like, it would have been different if I DM'd them beforehand, and I was like, it's like a respectful thing. It's like, let's meet up when we're there, kind of thing. Let's set aside this time to meet up, kind of thing. That's okay. That's cool, right? But I tried that with Keith, right? And then Keith was like, yeah, dude, nobody has time to fucking meet up. I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. Oh, was I wrong? Holy fuck. I saw Keith 3 times, dude. Dude, I saw fucking Keith 3 times. Like across the fucking hotel. I'm like, and he's like, it's like, that's all we got out of it. That's all we had time for, right? Because we're hauling all of our shit trying to get videos done and shit, right? So AMD was interesting because here, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna keep streaming until my pre-workout's out. But when you guys watch other people's content, did you see anything on AMD other than maybe mobile, like laptops? Even then, nothing. Dude, I went to Gigabyte, MSI, Asus. I guess Nvidia doesn't count. I went to all the AIBs. I went to Thermaltake. I went to Deepcool. All these fucking like vendors. Patriot. Nothing from AMD anywhere. Patriot had one Threadripper rig, and the only reason they had that Threadripper rig was because they were displaying their RDIMM memory, which is like server memory for the Threadripper platform. That's the only fucking and Gigabyte had one AMD graphics card there. They're like Aorus Extreme or Master 7900 XTX. That was it. That was it. So Asus had no AMD shit. MSI, no AMD shit. Gigabyte, one graphics card. Patriot, one Threadripper. So you go into the MSI booth, you literally see 2 shelves, like not shelves, 2 fucking walls of PC builds, all NVIDIA graphics cards. The center row was all graphics cards, all NVIDIA ones. Even their fucking handheld, that was pretty cool, but even that one is Intel. All their laptops, all their MSI Titan laptops, all 14900 HX. All of them. AMD doesn't exist, dude. The reason why I'm bringing this up specifically is because that doesn't seem there's definitely a secondary disconnect here between AMD fanboys and literally AIBs in the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go on YouTube and you're dude, I was telling the other tech tubers this too. I'm like, if you just make pro AMD content, you'll do well. But the problem here's You ever wonder why those guys don't get samples? It makes sense, doesn't it? Because there's no samples to give. Didn't even think about it. It's like, so, like, all these, like, niche tech tubers making pro AMD content, they get a lot of views and a lot of clicks from AMD fanboys. But just from what I saw at CES, man, they don't buy shit. Like, nobody is interested in AMD stuff. Not even their own. Where the fuck was Power Color? Didn't exist. Where the fuck was Sapphire? Didn't exist. They just weren't there. They don't, like, nobody sells AMD shit. So it's like it's not even like a fanboy versus fanboy thing. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like even like nobody sells AMD shit. Nobody buys that shit. You know what I'm saying? I wish I should have actually made, going back now, if I knew that, I didn't know this going into CES, but if I had known that now, I would have done a, here are all the AMD products I found at CES, and there would have been 2 of them, maybe a laptop. Out of the 7 booths that I visited, 7 booths, and there's 3 AMD products. 3. Doesn't exist, man. They don't even, they're not even a fucking company. And then if actually I walked by the AMD booth twice, ghost town, man. Nobody's in there. There's like 5 employees in there and no media went in there. Nothing. Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. It's very, very fucking odd. Very odd. I just wanted to bring that up. So it's like, if you see AMD fanboys on the internet and all that shit, they don't mean anything. Even the AIBs ignore them. Everybody ignores them. Basically, it's like this, like, squawking, I don't even want to say minority. It's a squawking majority of hardware people on the internet. But the majority of people on the internet are still nobodies, dude, in terms of hardware sales. You know what I'm saying? People want to see that Intel Nvidia badge on a laptop. You know what I'm saying? Well, no, AMD was there, man. Whether they bothered with CES or not, they had a fucking booth there and they had all their shit up on display, but nobody covering it. Did anybody do an AMD CES video? Not this one. Here you go. I guess of course PC World. Okay, so PC World is a very pro. They have a partnership. PC World and AMD are partners. That's why all their content is very pro AMD. So this is the only one that you see. They did 2 of them. Yeah, so PC. So what does that tell you, huh? Nobody covered AMD except PC World. Nobody. Right? Very, very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. So apparently, me shitting on AMD for having bad fucking products might be correct after all. Might be correct.